All right, we are watching some Polish league, and it is Asseco Resovia versus Zaksa, and it should be a pretty dang good game. Um, Interestingly enough, we got Asseco Resovia with Shoji and Janusz, who played for Zaksa last year. They are running the show, and Luaudi on the outside. Bucky, not sure. I'm assuming that he is going to be a right side. Um, and then Demyanenko, the middle from Canada. Shalpuk, that's got to be Polish. He's an outside. And Butrine playing on the right side. And actually, surprisingly, he didn't have the best game, which he's still a beast, but we'll see what kind of goes on here. And then Zaksa, which I'm really excited here for. We got Quinn Isaacson, the American setter, setting for them running the show. Grabellini, he's on the outside. Stayer, Reko, Ryklicki, the man that played for no, not Perugia. He played for Trentino last year. I think I'm right there. Shiamura, not sure how to pronounce this. Sorry. Urbanovic, I don't know, not sure, but pretty good teams here. That's got to be Polish as well. I don't know, lots of Polish names. I don't know what the restrictions are for this league on how many Polish players and how many foreign players can play, but we'll see. All right, big serve. That's a serve from Grabellini here, and I feel like I watched him play somewhere last year, but I just don't remember where he played. Butrine getting a big touch here, and I assume that a lot of his swings are going to be something like this here, where it just gets soft blocked and dug, because I think he was like 8 for 20 or something like that. Demyanenko, let's see that move. Let's see that move by him. Look at that ferocious, aggressive move here. He hits a split step. There's no middle available unless they throw it into him, which it won't be a great connection. So he hits a split step, makes a great move, goes pretty dang vertical, rolls off and presses well. Bang, finishes his block. Really nice block there. Right off the bat, first point, great move by Demyanenko. I honestly, I really do like Demyanenko as a blocker. I genuinely think he's a very good guy to have on your team, especially like just middle mindset. Like one of the ways that I think about middles, like mindset wise, is I kind of think about like a Dennis Rodman or a Draymond Green or one of those scrappy guys who's just going to put his body on the line for the team and sacrifice for his team and provide a bunch of energy and stuff. And I think Demyanenko does that very, very well. Like, look at that. He knows he's not getting set. He's probably not getting set here, but he approaches like crazy, gets this guy to jump on him and makes him late there. And Luaudi gets real French out there on the outside. Really nice. This is such a nice dunk here. And like, you see how far he lets this be on his left here? Like, that's outside of his body by a foot, just to give him space so that he can drop this by Ryklicki here. Love it. And Ryklicki's a big dude. He's a big right side. I'm very interested to see how Quinn Isaacson runs his offense here. I think he's a very good setter. He played with Team USA a little bit this summer, I believe, which is really cool to see. He's a Ball State grad, I'm pretty sure. Fairly young setter as well. But I think one of the things that he does well is he maximizes his physicality really well. Like, let's see if there's a tight pass or something. It's a really nice throw. And I mean, this is also what he does well too. Like, I think he just runs a nice offense, can throw it in from 10 feet into the middle and hit a window. And like, the reason why things like this is it's important to be able to run an offense from here is because if you do, that ball's out of your hands. He's already in the air. They're getting off the ground when that ball's already almost right in front of his arms, and it just creates a scoring window. Let's see, big time out of system here. Overpass. Quinn Isaacson running it back to Ryklicki. Maybe a little bit slow here, maybe a little bit high, but maybe that's just what Ryklicki wants. Ryklicki probably wants to be big. I mean, he's a big dude. That makes sense, I guess. Eric Shoji covering a ton of space here. Going real far, reaching out, getting a nice pancake there. Ball's still alive. Let's see what happens. And let's see. Quinn Isaacson up the pipe. Up the pipe. Nice. I don't know. Quinn Isaacson's a great setter. Like, this is such a neutral posture here where it's just so hard to tell what he's doing. Like, I think some setters just telegraph what they're doing and it's just really obvious, and then it gets two blockers in front of them or something like that. Like, yeah, and like, I don't know, if you are telling the other team who you're gonna set, that just makes it so much easier for them. You know, it makes it so much easier for them to put a good block in front of it and block them. Yeah, but you want those quick hands. You want to get it in your hands quick, throw it into the window. You want to beat the blockers with speed if you can. And obviously you can't just launch it out somewhere. Like, you have to make sure you hit a window and make sure it's a hittable ball, but still, same type of thing. Like, you just want to. Good run. Good run, good dig. Who's this guy? Chunkovich. Don't know. It's a good dig, though. Let's see it. Good transition. Gets himself neutral. Right in his lap. And this is kind of what I'm talking about when I say he's maxing out his physicality. Like, he's not a big dude. I think he's like 6'1", maybe 6'2". I'm going to give him 6'2", okay? And he's able to get that ball, get his feet right underneath it, jump fully, get this guy to jump, and still get his hands on that ball and set a good ball. I feel like, I don't know, is Reklicki late here? I feel like he's late here, no? It's in his hands. He's just getting on that ball. Yeah, I feel like he's a little bit late there. Just didn't trust Quinn Isaacson totally there. Stuff happens. That makes sense. Let's see. Janusz throwing it to Luauti. Luauti going out of system to what's his face? Shalpuck. End up getting a tip here. Going way out of system. All right, I think he was underneath the net there. Not sure what happened. Got a little messy. Stuff happens. Whatever. Eric Shoji with an imperfect pass. And I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't consider this a terrible miss. Like, this is a fine miss. He's reaching. Got two blockers that are not great there. And he just gets bad hand contact and rips it out of bounds. You just want to make sure you're hitting the ball with your entire hand every single time. You know, like, you don't want, I mean, obviously there's maybe some intentional times when you want to just, like, cut the ball a certain way, whatever. But you want to just if you get a full hand on the ball, that gives you the most control over it, you know? Same with if you get your platform on it and it's weird. Really nice approach. Look at this, man. Like, ball gets further to his right here. He stays inside, goes straight on. Ball's right in front of him. He's able to face this line. He could blast this line, or he could turn through like that and go really nice angle. Oh, really nice angle. Look at how high he gets it to. Gets it high, cuts it right inside of that block. And, you know, maybe Demianenko got a little bit too cozy with him. Like, there's a lot of overlap here, but still. Spinner, Shalpuck, imperfect pass, out of system, rips it through the triple block. Just active hands, just ready to react. Ball's coming to you somehow, but always be ready to react and just throw your hands up somehow. Ooh, is this still going? Yeah, it's still going. All right, Shoji with a free ball pass right in the middle. Yep, right into the pipe. The pipe. Really nice. Look at that. All day. And, like, I don't know, whatever you got to do to not telegraph the bick. Like, I think one thing that some people do really poorly is disguise the bick. You know, like, I think a lot of people telegraph it where they, like, face the bick a little bit, or, let's say if this guy's like this while he's setting, like, facing the back row, you know he's setting the back row, okay? You know, like, that's just obvious, okay? But if you can deceive it by just, like, being here and then flipping it to your left a little bit, like, or whatever the case may be. But I don't know. I feel like the pipe is a certain run where you need to create space. You need to create gaps because you're not. Most people aren't going to be able to go OT on a pipe. They're going to need some sort of a low seam to swing into or something like that. Rough. Shimura ripping it through there. And it looks like he might have been attacking that seam there. And these guys just pull their hands and it's in. But again, that's why I'm not really a huge fan of pulling your hands. Like, trust your block. Even if you're the blocker, trust your block and know that you're probably going to be able to put up a decent ball or a decent touch. And And so they go a two-setter switch here. Recco. Huh. I don't remember. I don't think I've watched that guy. Inside triple block. Bang. See ya ball. Spinner. Loudy. Really nice serve there. Really nice serve. And again, same deal here. Like, this smaller guy gets his feet right underneath the ball so that he's able to reach over and grab that ball and do something with it. It was a weird one, but hey, stuff happens. Got to get weird sometimes. Nice run. And he gets this ball pretty much right after the peak of the set and just blasts it off the hands there. Really nice. 16-13 floater. Pass back to my boy, Butrine. Yeah. And, it's interesting. He changed teams this year, but I still think he's looking very good on this roster. Like, it's possible that he just upgraded rosters, honestly. Like, he had some really good games last year, and I would say that he was the man over Aaron Russell for the most part, for most of the games. And same thing right here. Like, see how he tosses this to his left here? He finishes his hands to his left because he doesn't want to show you that he's going to the middle until he has to. And Demyanenko is just a little bit late, turns into a nice block touch, and they're out of system. Little tip. Oh gosh. Gotta take care of balls like this. Though, like, one thing my baseball coach always said was make the easy plays look easy. And that applies to volleyball too. Nice joust, and somehow he doesn't go into the net there. Wow, that was an interesting play. All right, we got a hybrid coming. Yeah, see a ball. That one's gone. 1914 for Asseco Resovia. I don't know how to pronounce that, man. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't think right clicky's the best blocker, though. I do think he just, like, makes weird moves like this a lot. And, I think he's huge, so he gets a lot of block touches. But I don't know. I feel like he could make smoother block moves. And, I mean, he got that block there, but I don't know. If it doesn't look pretty, I don't like it, Maybe I'm a little bit too picky. Maybe I'm just being jealous of him being huge. But, yeah. And this ball right here is a good example of, maybe going too far out and then having to come in. Because look at how he's over here. He's coming in. He's facing that cross really sharp there. And when he wants to go down that line, it takes some power off. And it's probably a ball that Eric Shoji should dig. At least at this level. Like, at the club level, that ball's going to score all the time. Okay? But at this level, or at least the higher level you go, you're going to need to hit the ball harder to score, Good chase down by right clicky. Let's see that real quick. They didn't call a touch there? Let's see it. Yeah, no touch. Wow. Demyanenko, big old serve. Ooh, gets one. Again, same thing, like, right here. Quinn Isaacson, not a huge setter. Ball's super tight. He can still set whoever he wants, and then he gets a 0 block up there because of it. Like, being able to handle these tight balls as an undersized setter is such a magnificent thing. Such an important skill to have because that takes a lot of load off your passers' backs. You know, like it makes it a lot easier for them. You know, even one like this, like these passers know that, okay, there's a big serve across the net coming from across the net there. Even if I just get blown up and pass it to the 10-foot line here, he can still run an offense from here. He can still run it to the middle. He can still run every single person, and this is still a 4-pass, even though on the stat sheet it probably wouldn't be, you know? And that locks this middle in here. Look at him. He's panicking because Quinn Isaacson can run an offense from here. And again, that takes a ton of pressure off those passers. You know, like, they don't have to be like, shoot, okay, this guy's got a huge serve. I would love to just pop it high, but I have to get it perfect so Quinn can run his offense, you know? But it's not like that because he can do whatever he wants. Nice block, real high there, but it worked out. Let's see what Loudy shows there. Try to go sharp around. This kid kind of stopped himself short, which actually worked out. We got 24-20, and that's an out serve. It's 24-21, and that is it right there for the first set. Floater, short floater going to the middle. Or no, that's right clicky, sorry. Nice swing there. Real nice. Real out of system. Runs it down and gets his hands on it. Puts up a decent enough ball. That's actually a really good ball for the situation. And then he just clips the fingers and goes out of bounds. Really nice swing to have there in the pocket there. Right there. Nice little reverse float. Quinn runs it to right clicky. Let's see this. And yeah, just a little change up. Just a little change up. And you want to have that tip, that change up be away from where the normal block would be, if that makes sense, you know? But that's something for another day. That's something for, like, if you're just in the gym messing around with stuff, you want to just try some stuff out. Really good run, though. Really good run. He lands far. I wonder how far this ball is forward, like how tight they're putting that ball up there. Just intrigued, that's all. Nice pass from him. Nice pass from Shoji there. Full extended. Really nice split step. I just want to see it. Split step. Pushes off. Perfect angle. Holds it. And finishes. See where he finishes? He finishes like behind. You know, like that's his seam right here. That's left seam. Honestly, he passed this ball right there, and he's covering like the whole half of the court almost. That's what libero should do, though. That's a libero right there. But finishes behind because that's just like where his seam is overlapping there. You know what I mean? Same thing, dude. Just grabbing that tight ball. Again, one of the things that I noticed so much from him last year was him getting his feet underneath the ball, getting it like close to the net so he can jump straight up, and then just having control and being able to run his offense from up there. Perfect ball right off the hands. And I mean, that ball looked slow going out to the pin there, but it was not. It was good. It was a good ball. And, you know, but undersized setters, of course, they're just going to be little blockers, a little bit smaller of blockers there, which this is kind of a standing block move, honestly. Like, it's not much that he has to go off of there, but that's probably partially the reason why Janusz is running that middle there, just to kind of stunt Isaacson and give Loudy an extra advantage there. Bang. Let's see. Okay. Big time out of system. Bam. Big old swing. I like this kid. Grubelli. Where did I watch him last year? I have to look it up. I'm going to look it up on my phone just because I feel like it. It's a good swing, though. Really nice swing. Floater, out of bounds. Let's see. Loudy going after it. Chopping it a little bit short there. And I like this short serve here because, you know, sometimes I get too focused on putting that, like, short spin serve really, really short and trying to get it towards the 10-foot line. But if you're hitting it pretty deep anyways, like if your normal blast of a serve is in the last few feet of the court if you just kind of like chop that a little bit and have it land, a few feet forward, it turns into something like this where this guy just has to like fall forward and make an angle. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference between an extreme short serve and a little change up. You know what I mean? Like a knuckleball and a change up, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm not a pitcher. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's look up Grubelny here. Boutrine. Big ol' swinger here. Gets right at that armpit of Grubelny. Let's see. Floater. Decent pass. Over top. And look at that. Like, they're running that pretty slow. Now, I wonder how fast is this middle, though? He's on his toes. On his toes and on contact. Oh, wow. And then just ripping it out there. And, with a ball like if you're running this, let's say, okay, row one here. Row one, you got right clicky over here, who runs a pretty slow tempo to the outside, like as we saw right there. Look at how they bring the middle away from him so that Demyanenko can't just sit over there and wait on two of the options and double block two or three of the options, okay? Because now fast here. And of course, like the three ball is going to be a little bit slower than the one ball. And so now he's pinned over here, now it's a solo block. Janusz gets a decent touch. I feel like Boutrine probably should have gotten that up, but hey. Nice serve from Grubelny there. Let's look up how old Grubelny is, too. All right, let's see Grubelny. Is it misserve or what is it? Yeah, misserve. Urbanovich chops this short. And now, like, if you're going to do that kind of, like, change up here, he is, oh, wow, he's a lot older than I thought. He looks so young, though. I can't actually see his face right now, so never mind. Where did he play last year? Let's see. Sorry, folks. Warsaw. He played with what's his face? Oh my god. No. Is he Canadian? I don't know. I don't care. Forget it. But I saw him play for Warsaw last year. Not in person, but you know what I'm talking about. I was talking about the changeup. Yeah, that serve. Because that guy chopped it real short, and then it was just a loopy one. Like he tried to go super short, and it turned into a kind of a loopy one. But like if you're serving like this, or it's, wow, that's a really nice serve though. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just mess with your serve. Have a bunch of options, and have some variety with your serves. Because if it's the same serve every time, they can adjust. Wow, I'm thirsty. Back to right clicky there. And now I like this tempo. I like this tempo a lot. Because he hits it pretty close after it kind of peaks out on that set. I think that's nice. And like you want to let your hitter max out, but you want it to be fast enough to where this guy going over there isn't going to be able to get his full jump, and you got that instead of him up there. You know what I mean? You just want to stunt that middle a little bit, and if you get him to bite because of the middle, so be it. But that semi-in-system ball should still be forcing the middle to hustle on the block a little bit. You know what I mean? Oh, gosh. And now, why is he doing that on that? Like, this guy should just calm down, unless it's a commit, okay? Maybe I'm wrong, okay? I'll totally admit that he could possibly be on a commit on anything in this area here where anything close, hey, yeah, I want you up early on the middle. Sure, that's possible. But he's just moving so much and, like, selling himself out to where, honestly, I don't even know if he would have been able to move over to Luauti and make a good block. Like, he was just ready to jump. And then bang, I don't know. Good pass by Shoji there. Bang, Grubelny. Yep. That's Boutrine right there against Grubelny. And now Grubelny he was born in 1993, which makes him, that's 32. He's 32 years old. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. Wow. Really nice swing though. Wow. No, that makes sense that he's this good then. What a baller. Good for him. Isaacson with a nice serve. Nice serve down that line. Really nice serve down that line. Hey, Sibilia is in. Right? No, that's another shot puck. Never mind. Nice high swing off the hands there. Hybrid, Gabellini to the middle. Nice. Wow. Just getting him up there. And like, I don't know. I wouldn't say to be scared. Like if you find out that the middle's committing on your middle, don't even be scared of it. See if they can still score on it. Because if they can still score on it, dude, you guys are in a good spot. You're in a good very good situation. So just test it out a little bit. If you're letting your middle max out, then you're like the dude should be able to score anyways against a solo block, Because against a double like this, you still want them to be able to score. And that comes in with them hitting it hard, hitting it high, hitting it deep, like making a good decision, but that's on them. Once it's at their peak, once it's like in their window at their peak and it's like a hittable ball or whatever, it's totally on them to make the rest happen. Let's see that 6 spot here. Gravellini just chilling, split step, makes a move, pops it high. And Quinn Isaacson gets a little bit of topspin on that ball there. Interesting. Eric Shoji. Oh, wait, did that hit the pin? One hit the pin. I like the idea here. I like the idea. But no, this is why I am a fan of like pushing it a little bit further. Like even if it turns into a dig here by Quinn Isaacson because it goes past and it goes a little deeper than maybe like right there, but whatever. It's probably not going to be a super clean dig anyways, especially if like you're here and then you just like shove it quick, like you surprise them a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see what keeps going here. Bang. And now he's done that multiple times now. And if you can make it look like you're setting the outside and then you set them back, it's really nice stuff. And I also like the spacing that they have on this offense here. Like this is a beautiful, obviously this is right on his head because it was probably a free ball, right? Yeah, it was right on his head. Dude takes care of the free ball. And this is why I love the spacing because it's just, okay, this guy's on this guy. He's trying to cover everything, but there's a gap right here that this middle's attacking. He's right on the setter, so he's attacking this gap. Middle's out here, outside's out there. Like, ton of spacing there. Ton of space. Then they find him on the pipe. And, like, just because this is a perfect pass, whatever, they're still forcing that big hitter, that pipe hitter to reach and be at his max peak there when he's swinging. And that makes it even more unstoppable. Because I think Demianenko actually made like a pretty decent move there for like a perfect pass, and him being up, I'm happy about, Boutrine sneaks it through there. Boutrine's got such a nice arm swing. Demianenko, oh my gosh. And, I would say Demianenko has a few middle moments like this where it's just a little weird, but hey, you can't be mad at a middle for being a middle sometimes. To the middle. Let's see. Now this ball seems like it just kind of, I don't know, maybe it died up like inside a little bit. I couldn't tell. I don't know, it looked like he was reaching a little extra there, but I don't know. Ooh, what the heck, man? What the heck's going on? Loudy. And yeah, if you're going to dunk it or something like that, you just got to be careful not to go into the net, but it's tough. It's tough. Sometimes you expect a push and then the block's not there, and then your arm just continues, something like that, but stuff's going to happen. Nice serve by Reklicki. And Reklicki's just getting some big serves over here now. Yeah, real flat ball out to Boutrine. Good touch. What a touch, man. Bellany gets deep. Way to move his feet there. Throw it into the middle. Let's see that one more time. And I mean, it seems like they're kind of running people to spots right now. Like they're kind of running dudes to a spot, you know. Very very mapped out offense, which I really don't mind. I don't know. Out of bounds. Inbounds. Wow, nice. Okay, we got 23-14 here in the second set. We got Zaksa taking it away right now. 23-15. Demyanenko, wow, what a cut. What a cut on that serve. And now I just want to say something real quick. If you're serving from the 5 spot like this, I love Demyanenko's approach here because it's angled towards the 5, and he tosses it over his right arm, and then when he wants to cut it back to the 1 spot, he just cuts it a little extra, maybe turns his body a little extra, and it's a really good serve. And then when he wants to go 5-5, it's just straight in front of him. That's easy. It's comfortable. Make that serve comfortable for you so you don't have to put a ton of stress on your shoulder. We have enough shoulder and knee injuries as it is. Is that ball still up? Let's see if we can tell. Nice tip. I don't know. I actually can't tell. I don't think it was up, but you never know. Don't be a solo guy out there. This is why right here, like, you always want either 2 guys or 0 guys, because him getting field goal there completely messed up the defense, and then they get scored on because of it. And they challenged it. It was down. Okay, that makes sense. Spinner by Bellany. Let's see. Oh. Just quick hands from Isaacson, and he dishes it out. He spreads out the butter. He gives everyone. He makes sure everyone eats. It's a very important thing. You can't be predictable as a setter. If you want to be a good setter, you can't be predictable. And you can be unpredictable by decision making, but as well you can also have some body language that's deceiving or things like that. It's a good run. Wow, right over the top. I forget what I kind of said for a word for putting it right over that path. I don't know what it was. What was it? It was because there's a pitching term that they use for it. Framing? Pitch frame? No, that's not it. No, framing is when the catcher does that. It's just kind of like the overlap of what the routes would be, I don't know. I forget what the word is. Got a few missed serves here. Got a nice spin to float there, though. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, and he's coming from here. It's so easy for him to adjust to his right, because when he's adjusting and jumping further to his right, he just brings his, normally he would be landing his foot there, then he just brings his foot around a little bit, and that brings his weight to his right a little bit, but it doesn't slow his jump down at all, and he's still able to just blast away. Gosh, let's see. Very interesting shot here. This could totally get thrown down, but it's slow enough to where they're not able to. It's very interesting. I like it. Right clicky, rips it through. Looks like he got a touch there. Spinner chops it short on Shoji. And I don't know. A lot of people will say never serve the libero, but right now look at where these guys are. Okay, this guy is putting himself here. This is all Eric Shoji's seam, so nothing to his right is his. So these two right here are just taking this half of the court. Shoji's taking the other half of the court. So he's covering a ton more space, and that could turn into him diving. It's still such a great pass, but hey, I'm just saying, he's got more space to cover. Why not? Challenge his ability to do it. Make sure that he's taking extra space for good reason. And if he shows that he can, then sure, go somewhere else, try and attack somebody else. But like, if he's covering half the court, then do whatever you got to do. All right, we got an overpass here. It's a great swing. I want you guys to see how he brings himself in here. He jumps here and then continues and jumps forward and just takes it sharp cross there. And that's something that is unnatural sometimes. And you just got to work on it until it feels natural. Just like letting yourself fly inside a little bit and just taking it sharp cross. Bang, good swing. Bang. Good Bellamy. Just kids. Actually, he's not a kid. He's almost 10 years older than me. But just like facing there, drifting back. He's so explosive, just hanging in the air, and then just big, fast arm swing. Low draw, elbow first, paddles it over there to that sharp 5 spot. Real nice swing. Spinner down the line there. Wow, very nice. Let's see Quinn Isaacson over the top. Kablam. Again, like, I don't know. I mean, and these guys are, because Quinn Isaacson's a very unpredictable setter, these guys are all neutral, ready to help, and kind of just ready to shuffle to wherever. But like, if Quinn Isaacson's hitting his windows, then this guy right here is hitting against two small blockers. Like it's a broken double block, instead of a big double block. Because he's still running a fast enough offense, Ooh, yeah. And this is why you don't want to overrun the set. You want to stay behind it, because if you're going here, if you're jumping backwards like that, it's harder to see the block, but it's also harder to hit whatever angle you want, So I don't know if that was a mistake of not seeing the block or not hitting it where you wanted, but yeah, it's just difficult. Nice swing. Wow. Gosh, that is crazy. I don't know. I feel like one thing that people don't really practice much is hitting a reverse flow set. Like in college, I don't know if we ever really worked on that, but I know for a fact I haven't worked on that since I've been playing pro. But I think it's something that all of us could benefit from, because it's a more difficult set. It's coming from further. You got to track it better. There's a little different technique to it, whatever. Like you have to wait a little longer, and then you have to take a good swing, I do think that Quinn Isaacson right now is letting that ball kind of slip through his hands right now. Gosh, very interesting. I would love to talk to him about how he sets, because it looks so like it looks like his hands are so stiff. Like you watch Joe Worsley, and it looks like he's just grabbing the ball and throwing it, but Quinn is so like robotic, I guess, with how he finishes his hands. Obviously, I love his setting, you guys. But then there's this one where he goes backwards, and he does carry it a little bit. He does hold the ball a little longer. Maybe it's just time to time. I don't know what he's doing. Good run here. Gets his feet around, bang, throws it into the middle. Kablam. Really nice. Good take. Good take, breaking around Gabelny there. Still makes himself available, gets up quick. Just drifts to his right, and then he's got space available. It's good stuff. Spinner there, hits the seam, overpass. Yeah, it's inbounds. Okay, good. Sheesh. Thought he messed up. And what, did they call timeout or something? Yeah, okay, they called timeout. So he floats it right afterward just to get him off pace. Just to mess with their rhythm a little bit there. I don't mind it. You never know. Somebody might not be paying attention or something. And like, this is what I'm talking about, is it's a different ball. It's a different ball. And like, I don't know, being able to adjust on a ball like this too. Still very important, you know. Ooh, ball's still up. Oh, wow. Why'd they have him there? Oh, because he set the reverse flow ball. Spinner, out of bounds. Spinner, inbounds to Eric Shoji, and he gets dined. Oh my gosh, Demyanenko got blocked. Hello. Let's see that. Great press. Look at how early he presses. Guy's up pretty early. Presses well. Presses hard. Gets him. Man, wow. And that's why you want to keep that ball very in front of you so that you have space to like turn that ball wherever you want to. But man, that one got roofed. It almost got touched right off of Demyanenko's hand too. So it just shows how much he was pressing there. Out of system. Real weird out of system. Gets a kill there. Off the pinkies. Weird one. Weird points are still points, man. Excuse me. I'm not sure what happened on that one. On that little misconnection in the middle, not sure what really went on there. Louati's an interesting player, man. He's very French. Very French. Does a lot of tips, stuff like that. I do feel like he could score more off of them. You know, he could, like, I feel like he could throw this ball down a little bit, like, with more force. Especially against a player like Quinn Isaacson, who, in my opinion, plays pretty good defense. So, let's see. How'd this point finish out? Out to the outside, scores with Demyanenko in the 6. Spinner from right clicky. Out of system. Yeah, Louati was very early there. Still, even like this is just a weird choice for him. You know, like this is just a let me stay weird so you guys don't know what I'm doing. Like it's unpredictable. You know, if the defense tries to do something and then he just does something where you didn't expect it at all, it could just turn into a little panic moment and it could get him. Let's see, Quinn Isaacson going outside here. Off the hands. Beautiful, beautiful rip. Beautiful rip there, wow. It's a really nice swing. Alright, we got 20-17. Zaksa's up right now. And honestly, I forget who wins this game. But yeah, and then Louati decides to take a real huge big swing right here, which I do like a lot. Train taking a big rip too, but I don't know. It's interesting if Asseco Resovia wins this game, or sorry, not Asseco Resovia. If Zaksa wins this game, it's just interesting to me because, you know, that's Janusz and Shoji's our old team, so it's just a kind of an interesting little revenge game if they do. I love that little rock that he did, but he got blocked real bad there, out of bounds. We got 19-23. Zaksa serving it up. Good pass, back to there, bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. It's not Clevino, is it? Clevino. Could be, oh. I think Clevino played with, I think it was Clevino played with Gribelny last year, but I could be wrong. Good serve by Quinn Isaacson, but it looks like he didn't max out as much as he could there, and then he kind of had to, you know, force it through a little bit, turn into a good serve still. Good block. This guy, man. This guy, Gribelny. Wow, good. He's a good player. Very good player. He's old. He's wise. He's got experience. He's got physicality. He's quick. Plays good defense. I'm surprised I haven't seen him play for Team Poland or anything. Unless he's not Polish. He could be not Polish. I don't know. Butrine? Is that Butrine? No, that's Ciboulier. This is Ciboulier now, isn't it? This is Ciboulier, yeah, wow. So Ciboulier, after not being in until the 4th set here, comes in, gets 2 aces, 3 aces right in a row here, right off the bat. Good for him. Showing, hey, put me on the court. Get me out here. You need me. And then passes one real high. Louati. Yeah, and balls like this, I do feel like Louati just has to hit the ball a little bit harder. But hey, I do the same thing sometimes. And wow. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. On the block sometimes, I do feel like unless you get your palm on the ball, you're not going to get the block, Quinn Isaacson be able to handle those tight balls, man. Those balls are up there. He's undersized, gets his feet. Look at where he jumps from. Gets his feet under him, goes straight up, reaches quickly, gets the ball quick, Jumps quick, bang. Gets up there before the blockers do. And they call it over. But hey, who knows? Big Tomato System gets the hands there. And I want to see how Sibilia did here because he didn't play it all yet. So that's interesting. I might start watching Grabelny a little bit more consistently. He tries to go tempo here, which is interesting. Turns into a little throw. A dig. Gosh, man. And sometimes even just a little body language thing like this. Like, look at that. It's just a little body language thing where he leans back and acts like he's going to go behind him. Causes this middle to stall for that long. That's all it takes is just a few frames of stalling. And then that creates that gap that this guy scores in here because he's able to dunk it through. That's all it takes. That's all it takes sometimes as a setter. You don't need to do all this crazy stuff that gets these guys to like fully bite. You just need a little bit of something. You just need a little bit of hesitation. If you get people to hesitate a little bit, then you're in good standing. And then doing something like that when it's kind of unexpected is nice. It's a good swing by Quinn. Yeah, same deal here. If he gets his wrists on the ball, it's nice. And I like how this blocker here presses towards the ball immediately and gets both of his hands on that ball. Instead of just one, instead of being super wide or anything like that, gets both his hands on that ball. Like having his hands move in unison together, getting both of them on there and blocking that ball. Back to right click, he out of bounds. See a ball. That one's gone. That one's gonzo. Spinner. Little fast one there. Ooh. Very interesting. Floater, spin to float. Really nice serve there. Just pops it. Lets it kind of just pop over the net. I just want to see the path of this ball real quick. Because it almost goes up a little bit. Just to give him time. Because you do want to go soft. I'm going to mess around with that in practice today a little bit extra. Just because, because I want that serve to be nasty and tough to do much with. Chops it short there. Look at how he still maxes out. Just gets the side of that ball. Bang. Really nice serve. Let's see it. And he gets Shoji to dive here and have pretty good pass still. But, a slightly imperfect pass. Grabelny, you dog, you. Aggressive, good arm swing, pats it through. Finds the gap in the block. It's good stuff. I like this guy. I like Grabelny a lot. I like him a lot. Range, aggressive with this swing too. Kablam. I'm gonna have to watch him a lot more now. Grabelny's good, man. We're deep out of system here. Sibilia got a pretty nice dig there, I'm not going to lie. At least keeping it alive. We're going big time out of system with Luauti. Chops it short. And, I don't know. Luaudi's one of those players that puts a lot of pressure on a team and gets them out of system and gets his team. Like, a ball like this where he didn't get a kill, maybe somebody else might. Maybe if he ripped at this hand, it would go and tool, it's a little risky. But he does this instead. Gets them under pressure, takes right clicky out. Now they get one option. With a bad transition too, it turns into a nice free ball pretty much with pretty much three options, and then it turns into a point. It's like that pass to assist mentality of, okay, can we still put a team under pressure? you know. And if I got a guy, nice block by the way. If I got a guy who isn't getting a ton of kills, but is putting pressure on a team, and like his pressure is turning into kills later for us or points later for us, I'm totally cool with that. I think that's a good player. You know, that's that. It's like a libero doesn't earn points, but what they do causes things to be easier to score points. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you got a big dog, like Sibilier or like Wilfredo Leon or something like that, you want players like that, you know, who will score in those moments when it's easy, or not when it's easy, but when they need to. But they're not making any errors, and they're keeping rallies going by putting pressure on, so that later on in the rally you can get it to Wilfredo Leon, who's going to be an automatic kill, you know? Bang. Bang, nice block. Up there. Setting it to right clicky. A little bit of fake out. Bam. Gets two guys. Has Luauti flying over there. Right clicky. Big swing. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Got him. Got. Now, wow, we got a little Shoji action getting subbed out. Demyanenko serving out. We got Zaksa down 13-16 here. 13-17 now. And what's his face serving it up. Spin to float. I love it. Gosh, man, I love spin to floats. It's such a cool, like, seeing how much spin there is on that toss, and then just seeing all the spin disappear is so fun to me. I don't know why, it's so aesthetic. Oh, wow. Gosh, I feel like this middle could have moved so much faster. Yeah, like those steps look so slow. But I don't know. He's a big guy. He's a tall guy. Can't really hate him for that. Oh, gosh. Floater, Sibilier, great pass. Bam, big swing. And let's see if that turns into a point, you know? No, it does not. Like, if someone's putting roll shots over there, which I'm not saying this is a roll shot, I'm just saying, if someone's putting roll shots over there and it's turning into easy digs and then in turn kills for the other team, then yeah, obviously there's no pressure there. But yeah, give it back to him. Good choice by Janusz. Run it back to Sibilier. Let him earn his stripes there. My mouth is dry. Good touch by Demyanenko. And yeah, and this is why I'm not a fan of like a huge prep step on that. Unless like the dude's hitting it really high, because then your block move is a weird one, you know? Really good swing. Just a great dig, I guess. Ooh. Good joust. Press through there. Wow. That's a really nice press. Just strong. And again, I said this, like, I think last video I said this, but the hitter has some advantage because he's got some forward momentum. You know, like, it's easier to press through with some forward momentum than just standing there and trying to stop all that momentum. So that makes a difference. So be confident when you're jousting, when you're the attacker and stuff. But then when you're the blocker, just be smart. Understand that they have a lot of momentum, and maybe try to do something with that. Try and swipe them quickly or do something like that, you know? Wow. Hits him in the chest, balls up. Can't be mad at that. Good cover. Good choice. Good cover. Reverse float, right clicky. Short. Ball's still alive. We got a crazy rally here. Wow. What a recycle. Right click, he went in the net there. Zaksa's up 2-1 right now, but Asseco Resovia is up 22-20. Butrin's back as a serving spec. Oh wow, misses the hands there. Yeah, Butrin just gonna go on a run here, finish it out for him. I bet. Ooh, never mind. Good swing. Gets it through. Quick swing. You know, he's got to be really quick just to get that ball through, get it deep into the court. Right click, he gets a little tape serve. Great swing. It's a great swing. Bucky, that's Bucky. That's that backup right side, man. It's a good swing. He looks like a pretty old dude, but he looks pretty good. Bam, bam, all the way through. All right, let's see. 24-22. Zaksa down. Nice reverse float. Gets dime somehow. Oof. All right, going to the fifth set. Fifth set starting now. Saboulier. Bucky still out there. Janusz, Deminenko, Luauti, Quinn Isaacson, right clicky with the first kill. Let's see, that's not, wait. That's Urbanovic. So, okay, that's the middle. Okay, sorry. Just checking some stuff. And this Bucky guy's coming in pretty hot, doing some good stuff, going to OT multiple times here, being a big dog. Wow, good for him. Deminenko, good serve. Quinn Isaacson running his offense. And that pipe has gotten multiple no blocks here. Yeah, and that right there looks like a slight miss behind him, but not the worst miss in the world. Yeah, good. Wow. Janusz, good dig. We got a middle platform set. Off the hands by Bucky. Bucky's going off right now. I don't know who this guy is, but he's going off. He looks like he's just like an older guy who's been in the league for a while. He's just that backup dude. Taking some good swings. Looks like he's experienced. Luauti, let's see. Oh, I wanted him to set him. Oh, never mind. Bucky's back to normal. All right, we got 3-3. I actually don't know who wins this set, but I hope there's not just a bunch of missed serves out here. That would suck. Get in the middle, missing short, hitting short on the middle, make him do something. Turns into a free ball. Bang. Shoji touches it, but it's not up. So we got Zaksa. They're running that 6-2 switch here early on in the fifth. Luauti hitting that weird tip that you see. And you know, this one's deceptive. This is one of those things where it's deceptive. It works well with like a faster ball, and then you just want to barely contact it, let it go right over the tape. Bang! Grabelny. Look at that patience in his approach. And then just like quick from there, just quick right off his toes. He is up there, man. Contacting it high, ripping it down that line with some range and power. Really nice swing. Wow, that's a good swing, man. Let's see. Grabelny is out there. It's a good block. He doesn't drift. Good press. Good ball. Ball's still alive. Eric Shoji to the outside. Saboulier through. Getting it thrown down, but it's still a free ball. Oh my gosh. Bang. Middle. Good trust. And again, you want to be able to trust your middles. You want to be able to trust your non-main top guys or whatever you want to call it. Like let's say Saboulier is the guy. Okay, he's the guy that they trust to get kills. You want to be able to trust your middles in a situation in the fifth set like this. Like, you still want to be able to use every single player in this type of situation. You know, like for Zaksa, it's probably Grabelny or the right side are their heavy hitters. But you still trust the middles in situations like this. Because if you don't, then it's just going to be easy for people to beat you because they can predict what you're doing. You know, if you are that guy that's not the main option, make sure you're still going up. Make sure if you get a situation like that, take care of it. You know, like, do well in that situation. Be confident in it. Especially because you're probably going to have a decent advantage. Anyways, 9-6 Zaksa, 10-6 Zaksa. Same thing here. Like, they get Quinn Isaacson. to run the middle here, and there's nobody up at first. Yeah, there's pretty much nobody up, and he gets a free kill because nobody was prepared for it. Nobody was expecting it. Big serve right to that deep corner. Zaksa just getting into a different zone in this fifth set here. Bellini missed it out. Big serve from Cebulier. Big time out of system. Good job. Wow. Really good covers, honestly. Look at how low these guys get. And just slaps it up high. Well, tries to slap it up high. Good adjustment. Oof. Wow. Yeah, just a slight miss. And I think Luaudi's probably expecting this ball to be a little bit inside here. But that's something you want to communicate through and talk to your setter and be like, hey, in a scenario like this, like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm comfortable with, this is where I excel, whatever, you know? I got something in my hair right now. Big time out of system for Zaksa. Whatever, I can ignore whatever's in my hair right now. Big swing. Bellini gets a touch. Ball's still alive. Wow, that libero just getting a little flick on that ball. Ooh, but he throws the ball out of bounds. Zaksa 11-9. Quinn Isaacson. Oh my gosh. Again, he's not a big setter, but he can be trusted in tight balls like this. Even though this is an unconventional ball, like, he is setting this like this, okay? This is an unconventional touch, but he's able to run whoever he wants from that tight of a ball because he's practiced it. He gets his feet there really well, and he's able to ball out. Really nice. Wow, that's really nice there, honestly. Huge. And it's a huge point for this fifth set, too. And they're just running the middles. Like, and it doesn't look like Asseco Resovia is making any adjustments on it. Like, honestly, if he would have ran the middle here again, that's probably another kill, honestly. That's probably another kill because he's right in the gap with nobody really facing him, getting in front of him. And then he runs the pipe. Oof, wait. Okay, so that's on that side. Yeah, wow. Nice. And again, same deal. They're expecting right clicky. This guy's a little late. He doesn't press well enough. Bang. They get a nice one. Grabelny. So quick off his feet, too. Really nice. Wow. All right, right clicky chops it short. Luaudi, big swing. Does Luaudi not hit it as hard as, like, other people do? I don't know. 10-13 and Bucky, trying to be a little too fancy, rolls it right into the net there. Ooh. 10-14, game point, right clicky, big serve at Shoji, dime, back to Bucky, trusting him still. He's going field goal again. Bucky's gotten a bunch of field goals here. They definitely didn't do any scouting for Bucky because they're just letting him field goal him. 12-14, who knows? Bucky's clutch. Never mind, he's not. Dang it. All right, well, it was a really good game, though. Grabelny's a beast. Thanks for watching, guys.